George M. Steinbrenner Field in Tampa, Florida. NESN presents Grapefruit League Baseball. Tonight, the Red Sox travel north to take on the New York Yankees. Hello and welcome, everyone. Tom Caron with Steve Lyons. It will be the last meeting between these two teams until they play for real late in April. Tonight, starting to get a feel for the season coming up. Now, it's a question of who makes the trip north, but you've got some players in this lineup tonight who you're going to see on opening day, and none have more anticipation around them as far as young players go than Andrew Benintendi. A lot of people are already giving him the Rookie of the Year award because of what they saw from him last year.
Yeah, I mean, the anticipation, the pressure that's building, the hype around this kid is really unprecedented, and it's really unfair when you think about it. I mean, this is a guy he still has his rookie status. He's only been in the big leagues for 60 days, but he carries himself with such grace. He has such a beautiful left-handed swing. He's got power that you wouldn't think from a guy his size. He knows how to play the game. He keeps his mouth shut and does his job. There's so many pluses about this kid. You can understand why everyone's hyped up to see him play. And for you and I and the rest of the Red Sox fans, all we want to do is see him get out there on an everyday basis and produce.
He's having a great spring, hitting .308 in 14 games. How important is that for him coming off that little taste last year?
I think it is important for him because it is his first spring training. We forget that. He didn't go through it last year. He was playing college ball at this time. Or he was playing in the minor leagues at that time. I mean, bottom line is he hasn't gone through it, and he's handled it all very well and hitting over 300. It's not an easy thing to do down here. A lot of guys have to prove themselves. I believe that he feels like he still does.
He's in the lineup. Jackie Bradley Jr. in the lineup. And Chris Sale on the mound for the Red Sox. He'll be going up against the New York Yankees. And we've got the first pitch from Tampa coming up next. Sox spring training game on NESN is brought to you by Ace Ticket. It's more than a ticket. Visit Ace Ticket or call 1-800-MY-SEATS. And by Jordan's Furniture, the furniture store of the Boston Red Sox. Now we are 2 hours north of Fort Myers here in Tampa, the spring training home of the New York Yankees. George M. Steinbrenner Field undergone some renovations in the off-season, and a very nice spot for an evening game tonight as we get ready for 6:35 baseball between the Red Sox and the New York Yankees. Take a look at the Red Sox starting lineup tonight. It'll be Marco Hernandez at short, Andrew Benintendi in left, Sam Travis at .333, the first baseman, Jackie Bradley Jr. in center, Sandy Leon, you see his numbers at spring training, he's behind the plate, Bryce Brunson right field, Matt Dominguez the third baseman. It'll be Brian Bogusevic, the designated hitter, and Mike Miller is the second baseman. They will be facing Brian Mitchell, the right-handed pitcher, 26 years old. Last season was one of the top pitchers in Yankees spring training, but his camp ended abruptly the day he was named to the roster at the end of March. He broke his toe covering first base, ultimately had surgery that ended his season after just 5 starts. Now he's in the thick of a battle for the number 4 or 5 spot in the starting rotation for the Yankees, and right now he's having another strong spring, giving himself a chance to be in the mix for a start in the rotation. Marco Hernandez leading off tonight for the Red Sox. Swing and a miss, strike one, and we are underway here at George Steinbrenner Field. Hernandez hitting .415 here in spring training.
Oh, what a spring he's had. You can notice the difference in him over the couple seasons that he's been in a Red Sox uniform. Bigger, stronger.
Falls behind 0-2 here. Chris Sale will be on the mound tonight for the Red Sox. Marco Hernandez coming into the season rated the number 8 prospect in the Boston organization by Baseball America. 0-2 pitch, and he's got to get out of the way. So Brian Mitchell, told you, was outstanding in spring training last year. 0.57 his ERA in spring last year, and was on the fast track to a spot in the rotation. Then, as we said, the broken toe derailed the plans.
He's been pretty good this season in spring training as well.
Hernandez couldn't hold up, ball down in the dirt. So the catcher Sanchez throws to first in the first out of the inning.
All right, let's talk Yankee defense out there. They see the fielding percentage from last season. Tejada at short. Torreyes, who may be your opening day shortstop when the season starts, is at short. Castro at second. Carter playing first base today. Aaron Hickson left. old Fran Ellsbury in center field. Aaron Judge, a monster of a right fielder out in the outfield. Mitchell and Sanchez, your battery.
One down here as Andrew Benintendi comes to the plate. We talked about him at the top of the broadcast tonight. Benintendi hitting .308, and as you said, important that he's having a good spring here because he didn't have a major league spring. He jumped up from Double-A in August last year.
I think everyone knew that he was going to make this ball club and have an impact, but you know, he still had to prove it to himself and everybody else that he belongs here. You know,
Mitchell wanted to know where that was. 2-0 the count.
If he came in here and flat out fell on his face, it just wouldn't look good for anybody.
#1 prospect in all of baseball, according to Baseball America. Line drive and a leaping snag by Torreyes. Terrific catch for the second out of the inning.
Well, that's some big league ups right there. Torreyes, not a tall kid, but watch how high he goes up and gets this one. That's just stealing a base hit.
And of course, the news for the Yankees, Didi Gregorius injuring his shoulder in the World Baseball Classic. He's supposed to be the starting shortstop as the #3 hitter Sam Travis steps up to the plate.
He will not touch a baseball for at least 2 weeks. That puts you into opening day, so there's no chance he starts on time.
They're talking May around the camp here today. As Sam Travis, fly ball to right field. Little trouble on the read. Judge started back, comes in too late, and it'll drop in there as Travis reaches with 2 outs. A base hit to right field here in the first.
You would think for as big as Judge is, he'd be a bad outfielder. He's actually pretty good, but I think he was battling the sun. Get the late afternoon sun here, creeping right through the stands and into his eyes. That ball drops in front of him. Sam Travis just keeps going. Boy, it is a treat when you get to watch Judge come up to the plate and swing the bat a little bit.
Watching him in batting practice today, he was launching him over everything.
He was hitting balls. I mean, when he hits the ball well, it's long gone. But he hit about 5 balls that he didn't even square up very well, and they were still home runs.
Here's Jackie Bradley Jr. with 2 down and a man on. Quickly ahead on a 2-0 count here. Brian Mitchell, as we said, coming in. He's basically one of 4 guys battling for the #5 spot. Luis Cessa, one of those as well. We'll see him later. Scheduled to see Aroldis Chapman later as well. Get your radar guns ready.
Now, we talked about Mitchell and his numbers last year in spring training. They were so good. This year, comparatively speaking, they're very good. He's got a 3.77 ERA. But some of those guys that you talked about, Luis Severino has been inconsistent. Pineda's not been good. Sabathia's got an ERA near 10.
A 3-0 count. Bradley takes a strike, so 3-1 the count to Bradley. Yeah, most people sort of had Severino penned in as the #4 starter, but now you start to wonder if that's the case. He has not had a great spring. Might be better suited as a reliever. So Mitchell and Cessa or Adam Warren or Chad Green could end up in the rotation as Bradley fouls this off, and the count is 3-2. Interesting time for the Yankees. You know, all the years of the big money payroll have gone. Mark Teixeira gone. This will be the last year of the CC Sabathia deal, and they've made some trades here. Suddenly the baby bombers is what everybody's talking about in New York. Gary Sanchez behind the plate. 20 homers in 53 games last year. Another line drive, and again, Torreyes is there. So a couple of nice outs. Gregorius on the sidelines. All of a sudden, you've got a shortstop in Ronald Torreyes stopping everything here in Tampa. No score after half an inning. Score after half an inning here at George M. Steinbrenner Field. Little evening baseball as spring training rolls on. Take a look at the New York Yankees lineup tonight. Jacoby Ellsbury leading off in center field. Gary Sanchez behind the plate batting second. Starlin Castro is the second baseman. Matt Holliday, the designated hitter. Chris Carter at first. Aaron Hicks in left. Aaron Judge in right. Ronald Torreyes, you just saw the shortstop make a couple of nice plays, and Ruben Tejada is the third baseman going up against Chris Sale as Sale takes the mound, making his 4th start of the spring. Last time around against Pittsburgh, went 4 innings, gave up 3 earned runs. On the season overall, 3.60 ERA in 3 Grapefruit League starts. And he misses outside as Jacoby Ellsbury steps up to the plate. Ellsbury now in his 4th year with the New York Yankees. Last year hit .263, and here a ground ball. Sam Travis will play it himself, 1 down in the 1st. Take a look at the Red Sox defense, Steve.
Well, this is what John Farrell brought with him a couple hours north. Over at third base, Matty Dominguez. Hernandez gets the shot at shortstop today. Mikey Miller over at second base. Sam Travis at first. In the outfield, Benintendi, Bradley, and Brent. Another killer bee out there in right field, I guess. And your battery today, Chris Sale on the mound. Sandy Leone, your starting catcher behind the plate.
And that'll bring up Gary Sanchez, the catcher who burst onto the scene last year, as we said, just 24 years old now, 20 homers in 53 games last season. Nicknamed the Kraken by general manager Brian Cashman, because of how hard he hits the ball, the crack of the bat. As you said, you watch these guys in batting practice, these baby bombers hit the ball with a little bit of authority.
I'll tell you what, I mean, he only played in, what, 53 games? He was 2nd in the Rookie of the Year voting to Fulmer, who won it, but goodness gracious, what a year he had.
And there was a big discussion about whether or not he should be the Rookie of the Year. A lot of people thought what he did in those 53 games was impressive enough to overcome the fact that he wasn't here for most of the year.
Well, if they have rookie of the second half, he would have won it. I mean, in the month of August, he had 11 home runs, 21 RBIs in just 24 games in that month.
23 games into his major league career, he had already hit 11 home runs. That's the fastest player to 11 home runs in Major League Baseball history. Such a good performance in those 53 games, they traded away Brian McCann in the offseason. They're going to cast their lot with the young man behind the plate.
People say don't go to sleep on him behind the plate, too. He's actually an excellent defensive catcher. He moves around well for a big guy. He's got good footwork.
Two-two pitch from Sale fouls off, and Sanchez stays alive. 2nd most extra base hits by a Yankee through 55 games in history. Guy by the name of DiMaggio just ahead of him.
The Yankees don't have that much history. It's not a big deal.
When they start talking about 1st or 2nd in Yankee history, you're having a pretty good year. And it's suddenly because of these so-called baby bombers, it's a very different vibe around the Yankees clubhouse now. They're younger, the old sort of core 4, staunchy, firm that they used to call the Yankees. Suddenly got a little injection of youth, a little bit of life. Swing and a miss there, and Sale strikes out Sanchez for the 2nd out of the inning.
That's a good pitch right there from Sale, the changeup. He kept trying to put him away with the back foot slider. That's usually an excellent pitch for him. He didn't have the tilt on the pitch to get it past him. Sanchez fouled off a couple of them, and he said, okay, let me go to my other weapon here, which is a changeup down and away, and that was nasty.
And that'll bring up the second baseman, Starlin Castro, in his 2nd season with the Yankees. Acquired prior to last season from the Chicago Cubs. Played 151 games last year for the Yankees, hit .270 with 21 homers and 70 RBI.
Yeah, really a good year for him.
3-time All-Star, all with the Cubs, and was a shortstop with the Cubs. So a lot of people naturally assume that Castro would move over to take shortstop if Gregorius is hurt, but it doesn't sound like that's what they're thinking.
I don't think that'll happen at all. As you mentioned before, there's like 4 or 5 candidates that can play shortstop on this team, including Tejada, who's playing third base here. He was a shortstop with the Mets. Problem is, Castro, in his 6 seasons with the Cubs, averaged 23 errors a season.
Just inside. Did he get out of the way? No, it hit him. So with 2 outs, Sale hits Castro. And that'll bring up Matt Holliday with a man on.
in the early going here, and about 5 of those back leg sliders that he's tried, hasn't been able to control it very well.
Take a look at the umpires tonight. Vic Carapaza behind home plate. Marty Foster, Mark Wegner, and Dan Iasonia are on the bases tonight. So 2 down and a man on. Matt Holliday, one of the offseason additions, signed a free agent contract. 37-year-old. After spending the last 7 seasons with the St. Louis Cardinals, now a member of the New York Yankees.
Girardi is loving having Holliday in the clubhouse. Great clubhouse presence, excellent teammate. By the way, pretty good player.
Can still hit, no question about that. Here a swing and a miss, and quickly Sale is ahead, 0-2.
When you think about it, pretty decent move by them, because they pick up Chris Carter too, and Carter's got to get some at-bats somewhere. And between the first base position and the DH position, and Holliday with needing some time off, and Carter going to be in and out of the lineup, they both can probably get enough at-bats.
There's the 0-2 from Sale, inside. With all the young players, they wanted to make sure there was some clubhouse leadership in this group. So Matt Holliday, as you said, Chris Carter. Don't forget about Greg Bird. He was injured last year and missed the season.
What a talented player he is,
too. The year before, he had a great year.
That was almost like signing a free agent or making a deal, because he was lost for the entire year last season. People start to forget about him. Then he comes back. He's having an excellent spring.
One thing they looked at as Holliday's numbers as a DH, 368. Very limited opportunities, but in interleague play as a DH for the Cardinals last year. Drops it in there for the strike. The called third strike. He freezes Matt Holliday and gets out of the inning. So we head to the second. No score here in Tampa. Second here at George M. Steinbrenner Field, as the Red Sox and Yankees are scoreless. John Farrell, bench coach Gary DiSarcina, pitching coach Carl Willis, bringing the group up north. A little over 2-hour drive. They'll head back tomorrow, and tomorrow will be the only day off scheduled of the entire spring. They'll head back tonight and get tomorrow off. That's why some of the veterans not here.
Even though they were on the losing team for the skills competition?
Yeah, they had the skills competition Sunday and an obstacle course. We'll have more on that in a couple of moments. Garen Austin going to fill us in as Sandy Leon leads off the second. Shallow pop. Torres is there, and he makes the catch for the first out of the inning.
I think the Red Sox better pick on somebody else. Torres can catch the ball.
Well, you know, right now he knows there's a position there. Yeah. And with all the talk about who will be the shortstop, Torres says, keep me in mind. Well, nice plays in the first inning. Easy one there as Bryce Brents will step up with one down here in the second. Brent's hitting 132, but a couple of homers here in spring training. Grapefruit League play.
The Yankees have no shortage of players that can fill in and play shortstop for you for a month if that's what they need, but that's not what they want. They want Gregorius over there, but with that shoulder strain, guys like Dustin Fowler and Billy McKinney, Tyler Wade's another guy that they're interested in.
Brents chases that outside. 2-1 is the count. Torres was claimed off waivers by the Angels prior to last season, played in 72 games with the Yankees last year. Called strike there, 2-2. Had made his Major League debut in 2015 with the Angels, now with the Yankees. Brents, meantime, swing and a miss. And Mitchell gets his second strikeout of the game. MLB.TV Premium is back and better than ever. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live on over 400 supported devices. Plus, enjoy almost 300 spring training games and the 2017 World Baseball Classic. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details. Second semifinal coming up tonight. USA against Japan. The winner will face Puerto Rico in the championship. Puerto Rico winning in extra innings over the Kingdom of the Netherlands last night. Xander Bogaerts now on his way back, as the third baseman Matt Dominguez takes a called strike here.
Bogaerts should be in the starting lineup Thursday.
There's a base hit to right field. Dominguez slashes one down the right field side, hustling around as Judge comes up, and Dominguez is in there with a two-out double here in the second.
Pretty good piece of hitting right there. Had to keep that bat flat through the hitting zone as long as he could to get the bat to the ball. Just let that thing travel, but and spanked it down the first base line.
What'd you think of the extra innings format last night, this morning?
I don't like it.
If you missed it, they put men on first and second to begin the 11th.
Might as well be playing T-ball.
And the Netherlands tried to bunt. It didn't work, and then hit into a double play. That was the end of their night. As it'll be Brian Bogasevic here, the designated hitter tonight. Carlos Quentin was originally supposed to be the doubleheader, but a sore wrist made him a late scratch. Bogasevic gets the call.
Now, if you're going to put guys on first and second to begin the 11th inning, why don't they just put them on second and third and say there's one out? Everyone's just going to bunt him over anyway.
You heard my idea, right? Load the bases, 2 outs, 3-2 count. That's how you start the extra inning. You get one pitch.
Just like you're in the backyard and you're in the 7th grade. Swing,
one
batter.
Pitch, you got to swing, got to do something. And so when Puerto Rico came up in the bottom of their 11th inning, they drop a bunt, move the runners. Intentional walk, which they didn't have to throw. You just signal for it.
Sack fly, game over.
Sack fly, game over.
Thanks for coming.
He's got a little testy last night. A little benches clearing situation. Jackson Profar thrown out, celebrating early in the game as he was walking back to first base after a single. Been a lot of talk about the flair and the energy we've seen. That's a case where maybe there's a little too much flair.
Yeah. You forgot that you were still playing baseball while you were celebrating with everybody, your teammates and the crowd.
There's the 1-2, swing and a miss. 2 strikeouts in the inning and 3 on the night for Mitchell. So the Red Sox and Yankees scoreless. No David Ortiz in the lineup this year, but plenty of Big Papi fans in Red Sox Nation still making the trip to see some games. Game on NESN is brought to you in part by Ace Ticket. Ace Ticket is Boston's trusted source for Red Sox, Bruins, and Celtics tickets. Visit Ace Ticket or call 1-800-MY-SEATS to treat someone special to a game now. Scoreless here in the bottom of the second. As Chris Sale is back out, a 19-pitch first inning with 2 strikeouts. Facing Chris Carter here, a late signing for the New York Yankees.
This guy is typical swing and miss, all or nothing. He either hits it about 9 miles or strikes out.
And he gets after this one, slashing foul to the left side. Carter, Matt Holliday, the 2 key offseason additions to the offense. Aroldis Chapman, and this wound up being a brilliant move by Brian Cashman, traded him away midseason for a top prospect, signed him back to a massive contract in the offseason. Mark Teixeira retired, Brian McCann traded away, and Nathan Eovaldi traded to Tampa Bay.
A-Rod retires. That might be addition through subtraction. And Dustin Ackley also not back with this club. Not a huge factor on the team. Hey, he was a #1 pick by the Mariners. Never really worked out there.
No, he never did. That's, you're right about that.
His father was a former minor leaguer with the Red Sox that I played with.
He was?
John Ackley was a catcher.
I did not know that. Swing and a miss. And Carter strikes out to begin the second inning. Third strikeout of the game already for Sale.
Dustin Ackley, was he #1 overall? I know he's #1 by the Mariners. Probably wasn't overall. That's a good looking pitch. Just threw it right by him right there. I'm going to look for the rest of this outing from Chris Sale, how he starts to command that slider. It's one of his best weapons. He loves to go back leg to the righties, and so far tonight, it's just early, he hasn't had great command with that pitch. There it is there, a little bit loopy.
Aaron Hicks fouls off the first pitch. He will see. Hicks, the left fielder, hitting .270 with a couple of homers this spring.
Being told now that Dustin Ackley was actually the #2 overall selection in 2009. Strasburg was #1.
Huh. How'd that work out?
Yeah. Better for them.
Glad you could join us. Glad I could say that here on NESN.
Whoa.
The bat goes flying out of the hand of Aaron Hicks and all the way up into the seats as he strikes out. Back-to-back strikeouts to begin the second inning. Luckily, everybody seems okay, but that one went way up into the seats. Chris Sale literally taking the bat out of the Yankees' hands here in the second.
And that's the pitch I'm looking for. That is the nasty back leg breaking ball. Throw it in the dirt. That guy's not kidding.
He's going
to have a bad day.
Yeah, the entire place is booing him for taking the bat back. I would hope they will send something back up.
He's got another gamer. Usually they let him keep that bat, and Aaron Hicks goes and grabs a different one to play with.
And here's Aaron Judge. Takes a called strike. Judge hitting .286. You talked about it before as a young man with raw power.
Well, he's enormous. I mean, he's too big to be a man. He's just a little bit too small to be a horse. You know what I mean? And this guy is just like, oh, they're going to give him a baseball for the bat?
He's got a couple of baseballs, and they're still booing him.
Are they going to give him? You can't trade a baseball for a bat.
But they got two, so now everybody gets one.
You can't trade two baseballs for a bat.
Maybe they were autographed.
Still.
Are they autographed? Doesn't look like we have any. Well, no,
they're
she's
like batting practice balls. They came out of the bag.
Reaction.
She was like, what's this?
Whatever she looked at, she wasn't impressed.
No. I'm not either. They're going to have to figure out a way to straighten that out in between innings. We'll keep an eye on it.
We're going to keep an eye on this throughout the night. It was great, though. She looked at the baseball like, what?
I just had a sweet baseball bat.
Just misses outside. This poor security guard's going to go home tonight. Honey, how was your night at the office? Well, you got booed by 10,000 people. Swing and a miss. And Chris Sale strikes out the side. Change up there for his 5th strikeout of the night already. We are scoreless. Right now, the Yankees can't even hold on to their bats against Chris Sale. Welcome back here to Tampa, where the Red Sox and Yankees are scoreless after 2 innings of play. Chris Sale 5 strikeouts through 2 innings. 3 strikeouts so far for Brian Mitchell. Last time out, Mitchell pitched on Thursday, and he went 3 innings, struck out 5, and only gave up 1 run. That came on a triple that was blown around by the wind. Luis Cessa came in to start that game. Mitchell came in later. Cessa gave up 4 runs, 6 hits on an inning and 2/3. So right now you are looking at each start, looking at each appearance, trying to figure out who's got the best step forward. And right now, Mitchell is taking the inside track.
We've talked a lot about that during this spring because there's so many of the Red Sox players, guys that are fringe players, guys that have to make an impression, and almost every one of them are playing very well. Now, you look at the pitchers that are trying to make an impression on this Yankee staff, there are very few of them that are doing very well. Mitchell is one of them.
And here's Mike Miller, the second baseman tonight. Quickly ahead of the count, 2-0, an 11th round pick, actually 9th round pick, 11th pick for the Red Sox overall in 2012. Got a game up last year, made his major league debut after spending most of the season in Pawtucket. And here Sends a high fly ball to right center field. It is drifting, it is high, and it is gone! A home run from Mike Miller. And the Red Sox take a 1-0 lead here in the third.
Been watching Miller over the course of spring training. He's a fun guy. He loves to play. He's got a great glove. Hasn't been known as an offensive powerhouse at all, but he does drive the ball the other way very well for a small guy. Takes that ball inner half of the plate, just lets it get deep into the zone and powers it out. I think the ball really jumps well here to right center field. And in general in this ballpark, it can get out in a hurry.
First home run of the spring from Mike Miller in a 1-0 lead for the Red Sox. Miller had 1 home run in 96 games total last year. And double in AAA. He's never had more than 3 homers in a season. But he gets one here off Brian Mitchell. And here's a base hit from the leadoff hitter Marco Hernandez, up for the second time tonight. So the first 2 batters in the third inning here for the Red Sox getting hits off Mitchell.
No big deal for Hernandez. That's what he's been doing all spring long. And I'll tell you, John Farrell loves him too. You can hear by the way he talks about him. Talks all the time about how he feels like there's a lot of people in this Red Sox organization that feel that Hernandez could be an everyday player somewhere. There's another good look at Mitchell.
And that'll bring up Andrew Benintendi with a man on, nobody out. Benintendi hit a line drive to short that was snagged by Torreyes in the first inning. Sox will enjoy their final day off until April 2nd tomorrow, as they continue this very busy spring training. We'll get the whole team back together, as you said, Xander Bogaerts returning from his global odyssey, and is expected to be in the starting lineup Thursday. Benintendi gets back. Hernandez started off the bag and gets back to first base. 2-0 the count to Benintendi.
It's with the injury to Gregorius and the Yankees, it keeps bringing up that conversation of, do you let your players go and play in the WBC because of the threat of injury? But, you know, guys get hurt in spring training games too. I know Teixeira got hurt in the WBC. What was it, 2013, I guess. He hurt his wrist.
Last time around.
They didn't think it was that serious. He ended up missing most of the season, had surgery, and had a bad 2014 because of it too. But look at guys like Price, who didn't go anywhere and has been injured here.
And to be clear, a team cannot block a player from going, as Benintendi rips one down the right field line. Hernandez off to the races. Judge plays it off the wall, and he comes up throwing a double for Benintendi, and men on second and third for the Red Sox.
This is what makes Benintendi a special young player. We saw him go the other way, and now he takes a breaking ball, just lets it get to him, adjusts his swing a little bit, and just hammers the ball down the right field line. The ability for a young player to be able to go cover both sides of the field, pretty amazing.
So 3 straight hits for the Red Sox, beginning with a Mike Miller home run. Hernandez a single, Benintendi a double. And Sam Travis now with a chance to add to the damage. It was 2 quick innings, a hit in each inning, but Mitchell was good. And all of a sudden in the third, he has faced 3 hitters and has yet to record an out. Travis, first pitch swinging, drops one into center field. Base hit. That'll bring in a run as Hernandez scores. 2-0 Red Sox lead. RBI single for Travis.
A lot of people might be saying, oh, why'd you hold Benintendi up? We know that Ellsbury doesn't throw that well, but hey, there's nobody out. Benintendi gets a good jump. You'll see right here, he does have to turn around quickly to see if that ball's going to drop in. And Ellsbury, not a great center fielder with the throwing arm, but still has the speed to close on a ball so quickly. So Amaro makes the right decision by holding him up.
And a meeting on the mound already here in the third inning at Steinbrenner Field. Larry Rothschild, the Yankee pitching coach, out to talk to Mitchell. Home run for Mike Miller. RBI single for Sam Travis. A 2-0 lead here in the third.
Good hitters are that way for a reason. When you look at Sam Travis and his ability to hit the ball, and his spring training numbers over the last few seasons are just off the charts. But good hitters get hits when they get jammed. Gets jammed right there, drops it in for a base hit, picks up an RBI.
Chance for Bradley. Takes a called strike.
Guys that hit 250, they get jammed, and that shot goes right to the shortstop, and you're out. Nobody advances, and nothing happens.
2-0 Red Sox leading here in the third as Bradley fouls one off. Finish that topic on the World Baseball Classic. Again, a team can only block a player if there is an injury. He's been on the DL over the last year. It's very clear, the agreement between Major League Baseball, the Players Association, that if a player is asked by his country and wants to play in the World Baseball Classic, he can go.
Now another example of
Sanchez blocks it, the throw out, and is in time. They get Travis. Nice job by Gary Sanchez on the block and the throw.
Red Sox have been very aggressive on balls in the dirt this year in spring training. If it's in the dirt, they want guys to be ready to go. That ball just bounced right back up right into his hand. Not sure how they got him out there, though.
Not sure they did.
Yeah, it looks safe to us.
He doesn't get a replay in spring training. Certainly John Farrell would have used a challenge there. So one down now, man still on third. Bradley fouls it off. And Xander Bogaerts a good example of even coming back healthy. You wonder what it will mean to his preparation. Playing in Korea, playing in Tokyo, playing in Los Angeles, now coming back to Florida with about 10 days remaining in spring training.
And a couple good nights sleep, he'll be just fine. He has been playing baseball.
Swing and a miss, so Mitchell strikes out Bradley, and there are two down here in the third.
Pretty good pitch. Bradley maybe trying to lift this ball, but he can't do it on that good changeup, down and away.
Mitchell trying to pitch out of the jam. He's given up 2 runs on 4 hits. Sandy Leon with 2 down and a runner on third. A soft liner to short in his first at bat.
Another example of guys, you know, that got hurt in a regular spring training game this season. Ian Desmond, how about that? Out with a broken hand after signing his big deal with the Colorado Rockies.
Leon fouls it off. 0-2 now the count. Leon had the terrific season last year offensively, hitting .250 now here in spring training. Swing and a miss, and Mitchell gets out of the jam by striking out Bradley and Leon. The Red Sox do get 2. It all started with a Mike Miller home run. They lead 2-0 as the Yankees come to bat in the bottom of the third. Season finale of NESN Next Producer. The 3 finalists will be revealed and given a new challenge from Red Sox marketing executives. Tune in Saturday afternoon at 4 following the Red Sox Phillies game at JetBlue Park. Don't forget to vote for your favorite student films at NESNnext.com. Voting closes Friday. NESN Next Producer presented in part by buyatoyota.com, Toyota's website for deals. Chris Sale back on the mound after the Red Sox have given him a 2-0 lead. He has struck out the last 4 batters, and 5 of the last 6 batters he has faced.
Started that last inning by saying that I really wanted to see how the command of that back leg slider was going to come along. I didn't have to wait long to find out, did I? That is such a devastating pitch. Same pitch that Randy Johnson used to use. Clayton Kershaw.
Strike call, 1-1 the count here to Ronald Torreyes. Seeing what he can do in the field. Now stepping up to the plate, Torreyes hitting .282. Line drive to third base. Dominguez is there for the first out of the inning. Let's check in for the first time tonight with Caron Austin. Hello, Caron.
TC, Steve, it was an obstacle course on Sunday that determined who would be making this trip. The winning team got to enjoy an early start into the off day, and the losing team had to make the 2.5-hour bus trip up for this night game. Now, things got pretty heated, and I actually talked to a few guys in the clubhouse who said they're still not very happy that their team lost and they had to make the trip. And there were a few veteran players who were expected to be here. They were on the losing team, and they did not come up today. But, guys, it was also brought up that Chris Sale didn't have to come today, that he could have pitched in a minor league game back at JetBlue Park, but he wanted to come today. They wanted to get him up to 85 pitches in this environment. And also, the Sox aren't going to face the Yankees till a little bit later into the season. Those were all factors.
That's a good point, Caron, because so often a veteran starter doesn't want to face someone in the division, someone he'll make 5 starts against very possibly this season. But Sale knows he won't see them for a while, and he wanted to get up here, so he took the 2.5-hour drive each way to get to pitch against them in a spring training environment.
Says a lot about who he is, because it would have been just as easy, or way easier, to get the start in a minor league game, stay at home, take tomorrow off, have basically a day and a half off. But he didn't do that.
And so far, so good for Sale. His 40th pitch of the night misses outside, and the count is 2-2 to Ruben Tejada.
A little bit of a different look right there, more of a curveball, kind of a looping backdoor breaking ball.
Fly ball, right field, drifting foul into the seats. And the battle will continue. Tejada appeared for 2 games for Panama in the 2009 World Baseball Classic. That's 9 years after he played in the Little League World Series for Panama. Going up against Chris Sale here. Yankees are Tejada's 5th team. The Mets, the Cardinals, the Giants last season. And he fouls that up to stay alive. Kind of an insurance policy for your infield position. Sure enough, Gregorius injured at the start, and Tejada becomes a little more valuable.
Yeah, his name is going to be bannered about there a little bit. Playing third base today, but traditionally a shortstop in his career.
More than 600 major league games experience. Swing and a miss there, and another strikeout for Sale. 6th of the game, and 2 outs here in the 3rd.
I love how quickly Sale works. He gets the ball and throws it. This is a fastball here at 92 miles an hour, and he's been all over the map with his fastball. He's gone from 87 to 93 on the fastball today. It's a pretty wide variance on one pitch. The slider's been devastating. The changeups looked excellent.
And here's Jacoby Ellsbury, who grounded to Sam Travis at first base in his first at-bat. Ellsbury, 2-time world champion with the Red Sox. Came up in 2007 and wound up being the starting center fielder as he unseated Coco Crisp in the World Series that year. And of course, his final year with the Red Sox, 2013. Tried to hold up there, but he couldn't. Strike 3 called, and it's a 2-strikeout, 1-2-3 inning for Sale. He's got 7 strikeouts through 3 innings. And the Red Sox lead the Yankees 2-0.
Think that pitch isn't tough?
Here, Yankees trailing the Red Sox as the Red Sox come to bat in the top of the 4th inning here at Steinbrenner Field. A little bit of an anniversary here for the Red Sox today, as 33 years ago, Red Sox baseball was broadcast on NESN for the first time. A spring training game up in Lakeland against the Tigers. Rolf Halk's club won 86 games that year. And NESN, the fledgling subscription cable channel, was on the air.
Nice play by Dwight Evans out in right field right there.
So happy anniversary, Steve. On behalf of all of us. Bryce Prince, second time. That's why he's the best color man in the business.
Yeah, you got to know when not to say anything.
Swings and misses there. We're celebrating this big anniversary, and you've got absolutely nothing to say.
It's not my anniversary.
Were you there? You weren't there. A year later, you were with the Red Sox, right?
I wasn't. Yeah, my first spring training was 1984.
And swing and a miss, and another strikeout for Mitchell.
My first spring training was 1984 with Ralph Halka. You see all the at-bats that these guys get now. On the very first game we played in Lakeland, I got one at-bat. I played third base for 3 innings. I made an error, and on the very first cuts, I got sent out. So I got one at-bat.
Which was like when?
1984.
Early March, but I mean, when in camp?
It was fairly early March, yeah. It's not like today when if you're a non-roster invitee gets 30 at-bats.
These kids today, they get everything handed to them.
It was just a different time.
Matt Dominguez with a double in his first at-bat.
Back then, though, you know, someone made the point to me, and they're probably right. Back then, you know, it wasn't so far ago. We're talking about 1984, and we were conscious of knowing that we had to be in shape. But there was more of an emphasis on playing your way into shape in spring training. Whereas today's athletes, they're ready to go when they get here.
Dominguez 2 for 2 on the evening. A double and now a single with 1 out here in the 4th inning. Oh, there's no question in all sports. Guys used to show up for preseason to get into shape for the coming year.
And so they played the regulars a lot more because of that.
You still can see Don Baylor in the rubber suit, you know, trying to sweat off the offseason. Smile from Dominguez, who has a couple of hits today, 2 for 2 on the afternoon. He came in hitting .207. And now Bogusevic, who struck out. His first at-bat sends the first pitch to left field. Aaron Hicks doesn't have to move much. He makes the catch, 2 down here in the 4th. And we've come so far, our shirts match now.
Yeah, excellent.
Red shirts. Karen Austin wearing her red shirt as well.
Part of the team.
Red Sox in their road reds. Unless they wear them at JetBlue Park, then they're their home reds. Mike Miller hit a home run in his first at-bat. First run of the game. Red Sox scored 2 in the 3rd inning. Mitchell has settled down since. .55 pitches for number 55, Brian Mitchell. And Miller again going to the opposite field. This one not quite as far, but it's drifting back there, and Judge gets back and makes the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. So the Red Sox get a base hit, but nothing more. And we head to the bottom of the 4th. A little young for a mustache here in Tampa. Red Sox lead 2-0. Here at Steinbrenner Field, the Yankees coming up, trailing 2-0. This keep it moving moment brought to you by Old Dominion. How about 7 strikeouts for Chris Sale through 3 innings?
How about all the pitches he's getting it with? A changeup, then a curveball. There's a harder fastball right there. There's a back leg slider in the dirt. There's another fastball. Fastball away. He's just got way too many weapons. There's a slider that's not even close, and Ellsbury's swinging at it. Thank you. Sit down.
Old Dominion helping the world keep its promises. Chris Sale has been terrific here in a line drive out of the reach of the diving Matt Dominguez. And Gary Sanchez is thinking about 2 when he gets back with a leadoff single in the 4th. First hit of the game for the New York Yankees.
Going up there looking to ambush a first pitch fastball. I would too. I'd go up there looking to swing early in the count against Chris Sale, especially if you're a right-handed hitter. Benintendi played the carom off that wall perfectly to keep that just a single.
That'll bring up Starlin Castro, who was hit by a pitch. The only batter to reach base in the first 3 innings off Sale. And he swings at a first pitch, and it's foul. Kind of a groan from the crowd here. Another ball for a fan.
Castro will be 27 years old on opening today, but remember, he's been around a long time. Came up early as a very young player with the Cubs.
High chopper. Dominguez got up and knocked it down, but he can't do anything more with it. And Sanchez and Castro are aboard here in the fourth. So good elevation by Dominguez. He got to the ball, but unable to field it cleanly.
Talking about some of the numbers for Starlin Castro, he's one of just 3 active players to have 1,000 hits, 175 doubles, 50 homers, and 75 stolen bases through his age 26 season. The other 2 are Jose Altuve and Justin Upton. Pretty good company offensively, especially for a middle infielder.
Matt Holliday swings at the first pitch from Sale. They have yet to post whether they call that a hit or an error. I would hope they would not call that an error.
That's a hit.
It's got to be a hit.
And you know I don't pass out hits very easily. That's just a tough play. You're jumping as high as you can to try to get the ball as quickly as you can so you can make a play. You don't have the luxury of just letting it come down and you just stand there and wait for it. And it's a hard transition play.
And it is a base hit. They just haven't posted it on the scoreboard here. I would have been outraged if they called this an error.
He's in between steps. He's got to jump up to get it or else it's way over his head, and then bringing it back, he just couldn't keep the handle.
Now here at the ballpark here, they've put it as an error up on the board. But I'm told by our producer that it was a hit. So we're going to have to get to the bottom of this, because that's an outrageous error for a young man trying to make a club.
Need an investigation.
0-2 the count here to Holliday. Time call.
He's going to call timeout. You're not going to wait that long.
Bottom of the fourth here at Yankee Stadium. Red Sox lead 2-0. Mike Miller, the second baseman today, hit a home run. Sam Travis drove in a run with an RBI single. Just misses outside the curveball, and it's 1-2.
That's the pitch that he's hoping guys will swing at. He gets a swing and miss out of that pitch all the time.
Swing and a miss. He got him. Holliday strikes out. First out of the inning, and the 8th strikeout tonight for Chris Sale.
See, this is one of those pitches while I'm watching it, not exactly sure what that was. Almost had changeup action. It was only 86 miles an hour. It's a very hard changeup if that's what it was. It was a very slow fastball for Chris Sale if that's what it was.
That'll bring up Chris Carter. He struck out to lead off the second inning. Sale struck out the side in the second. 2 strikeouts in the first. All 3 batters in the second he struck out. 2 more in the third. And 1 here in the fourth. Inside. We sent out Chandler, our intrepid stage manager, and he has confirmed it was a hit. So the scoreboard is in error on the error. Swing and a miss there. 2-1 the count. Carter was signed very late. Spring training, kind of one of those veteran free agents hanging out there. He takes ball 3 here. Carter last season with the Milwaukee Brewers is 1 year with the Brewers, played 160 games. And with Carter has always been, as you said, the free swinging, 206 strikeouts in the National League last year. And that was not his career high. The 212 strikeouts of 2013 is his benchmark. 3 years with the Oakland A's, 3 with the Astros, and then last year with the Brewers.
All or nothing.
They had 41 home runs last season.
That's the all.
That's the all.
200 plus Ks. Goodness. It's the way the game is evolving, though.
3-2 count, swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Sale. That's 9 on the night.
Boy, he is cranking them out. 9 strikeouts. Not even through 4 innings now. Every pitch is working for him.
Now you know why Chris Sale wanted to make the trip. Let the Yankees think about this until I see him in late April. Aaron Hicks struck out in his first at-bat. He's not alone. First pitch swinging ground ball to short. Hernandez flips it over to Miller. So a couple of hits and nothing comes of it. 2 more strikeouts for Sale. And we head to the 5th with the Red Sox leading 2-0. The Red Sox, they come to bat at the top of the 5th, still looking for group tickets to opening day or games against the Yankees, Cubs, or the David Ortiz retirement game. Limited hospitality packages remain for these and every game. Visit redsox.com/groups for more information. Heading to the 5th here as Chris Sale getting some fist bumps, putting the sweatshirt on. Not sure if that's staying warm between innings. Doesn't look like he's going anywhere. 60 pitches on the day so far for Sale. 9 strikeouts through 4 innings against the Yankees.
Yeah, I think they were trying to get him up over 80 pitches, 85.
He'll get 2 more starts after this. The last one will be the infamous dial-back game where he won't go too deep. Marco Hernandez leading off the 5th inning. Got a single and scored the 2nd run of the game for the Red Sox. Sam Travis drove him in. Also struck out in his first at-bat, and he swings and misses there. It's 0-2.
Pretty excited as this game moves along as they make substitutions for the Yankees. I know we're supposed to see Gleyber Torres, the young phenom shortstop that's in camp this year.
Yeah, a guy that some people thought you might get to see with the injury to Gregorius, but Brian Cashman saying no. Torres, who's never played above Double-A, will not start the season with the big club. Hernandez follows that off. He was the guy obtained by the Cubs for Aroldis Chapman. And then they went back and got Chapman in the offseason with a 5-year, $86 million contract.
They also got Adam Warren in that deal, who's one of those guys fighting for the 5 spot in the rotation as well. So they took a haul, and then they went back and got Chapman anyway.
And they had traded Warren away the previous December, and then got him back at the trade deadline in the Chapman deal.
That kid Torres is hitting .464. They say he's got the demeanor of a 10-year veteran. He's just 20 years old.
Swing and a miss there. 2nd time tonight. Hernandez strikes out. It is the 7th strikeout for Mitchell.
Just blowing you away with a fastball up and away. It looks so good, but it's hard to hit. Out of the zone. You know, Torres was the Arizona League MVP at 19 years old.
And that'll be the end of the day for Brian Mitchell. So he strikes out 7 Red Sox, but he leaves with Boston leading 2-0 in the 5th inning here in Tampa. Pitching change here in the top of the 5th at Steinbrenner Field. Catch a new episode of Dining Playbook Saturday morning at 9. Jenny and Billy check out the Naples Grand Beach Resort, a short 30-minute ride from JetBlue Park, to catch some spring training action up the road. Then Jenny and Celtics point guard Terry Rozier cook up a great recipe at the Boston Center for Adult Education. Don't miss this and more on an all-new Dining Playbook Saturday morning at 9, driven by your New England Chevy dealers. New pitcher for the Yankees, Aroldis Chapman. The once and future Yankee who throws as hard as anybody in the game, facing Andrew Benintendi. I think I read somewhere where the 20 fastest pitches registered in Major League Baseball last year were all thrown by Aroldis Chapman.
That makes sense. Boy, he can wing it. You understand where that power comes. Those big, long legs. Big, powerful rear end that he throws it with.
And by the way, he's got that 86-mile-an-hour slider just to keep you thinking. 0-2 the count to Benintendi. 29-year-old. You remember last year the clouds surrounding him at the beginning, facing a 30-game suspension for violating Major League Baseball's domestic violence policy. Served it at the beginning of the year. Then at the deadline was traded to the Chicago Cubs, where he was even better down the stretch for Chicago. 28 appearances with Chicago, a 0.82 whip. Walks and hits per innings pitched.
ERA of 1.01.
Swing and a miss, and Chapman strikes out Benintendi. First batter he faces here in the fifth.
Chapman not happy about the pitch. That was a changeup up in the strike zone. It's not where he generally wants to throw that pitch.
If you remember his first appearance with the Cubs after the trade, he came in and got the save. And I remember somebody was being interviewed in the walk-off, and they're like, it's very disappointing. We heard 105. It was only 102. This isn't what we expected. He is one of those guys, and there aren't many of them. Joe Kelly's one, and he's not quite the same with the velocity, but a guy you look up at the gun every time he throws a fastball.
I think he does too.
Facing Sam Travis here with 2 outs in the fifth inning. A 5-year, $86 million contract, the most ever for a reliever. What's that, like 17, 18 a year?
Those crazy numbers. You talk about two of the most devastating left-handers in the game, really, with Sale and Chapman here. Just showed you a quick shot of Joe Kelly, who can also bring it up there at 100.
That was 98 miles an hour for Chapman. Still spring training, still building his arm strength.
Getting it ready.
The 1-2 to Travis. This is high, 99 on the gun.
Well, it's my prediction, and I don't base it on a whole lot other than what I saw in the playoffs last year, that two pitchers that were outstanding and very much used in the playoffs, Chapman and Andrew Miller. I believe they'll both have good seasons, but I don't think they'll have the season they had last year. I think because of how they were used in the playoffs. You saw Andrew Miller throw 41 pitches in 1 out and came back 2 days later, threw darn near as many. Chapman certainly threw a ton of pitches for the Cubs. They figured we're not re-signing him. Saw Andrew Miller give up 5 runs in the WBC, 3 of them on a 3-run shot.
Travis fly ball to center field. Coming in is Ellsbury. He will make the catch, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. So Chapman comes in, gets the final 2 outs. Yankees coming up in the bottom of the 5th with the Red Sox leading 2-0. Back here at George M. Steinbrenner Field, it's a 2-0 lead for the Red Sox. Here in the bottom of the 5th, Chris Sale back out for his 5th inning of work. 9 strikeouts already. He's got everything working tonight. I believe he's given up 2 hits, Steve. The scoreboard here in Tampa still says 1 hit, 1 error.
They haven't figured it out yet.
Called strike there on Aaron Judge. He struck out in his first at-bat in the 2nd inning. Just misses outside. This is what Red Sox fans envisioned this winter. This is what danced through your mind when you saw they traded for Chris Sale at the winter meetings in December. Swing and a miss. 2-2 the count.
Boy, he gets a lot of that, and he works so quickly. It's so much fun to watch. And as I say that, he takes a big stroll around the mound.
Have I taught you anything?
But he gets the ball and goes, man. It's a lot. That's the way you're supposed to pitch.
See, now that's an error. That's an error on the scoreboard operator.
We're going to keep giving him that error.
Scoreboard guy. 2 hits, no errors. Sale deals. High pop-up. Travis hustling back. Brent's coming in. They talk. Brent leans back to his right. And he makes the catch. 1 down here in the 5th.
It's a pretty steady wind blowing directly out to right field. And when it gets up over the stands here, that wind kicks in. So all of those balls are going to have to be handled by the outfielder. Tough play of the infielders going out as the ball keeps blowing away from him. Brents is coming in to make that play. There's the wind we speak of.
That's the right field first base facade. Did a nice job with the renovations here at Steinbrenner Field, the former Legends Field. As Ronald Torres lined to third base. Nice play by Dominguez. Lead off the 3rd inning. 67th pitch for Sale. It's a fly ball to center field. Bradley with an easy play there, and there are 2 down in the 5th. Last season, Sale once again topped the 200 strikeout mark. It's the 3rd time he had the most strikeouts per 9 innings in the American League. He's averaged 203 innings and 226 strikeouts a year over the last 5 years.
It's amazing.
And here's a first pitch swinging high fly ball to right field. Under it is Brents. No strikeouts here, but a quick 1-2-3 inning for Sale.
I'll take it.
And so we head to the 6th inning of the Red Sox, leading 2-0. 2-0 Red Sox leading as they come to bat here in the 6th inning. Aroldis Chapman back out for his 2nd inning. How about that last inning for Chris Sale? 8 pitches. Almost like he was pitching to contact, trying to go deeper into the game.
Yeah, and it makes sense for a guy like him to try to hit some bats every once in a while, as long as it's not hurting you. I mean, this guy is a swing and miss type of guy. We know that. But once your pitch count starts to get up there a little bit, and you want to keep pitching, well, you got to make him swing, put the ball in play, and get your outs that way.
You know, I like to dabble in some of the advanced metrics, and I know you're a big fan of the FIP, which is fielding independent pitching. As Chapman faces Bradley, who swings and misses. Fielding independent pitching is basically everything but balls put into play, because that brings fielding into it, right? So it's home runs, it's walks, it's strikeouts, it's hit batters, anything that isn't a ball that's playable. Make sense?
Yep.
And so his mark of 3.06 career-wise is the 2nd highest in all of baseball, just behind Clayton Kershaw.
And so that's good?
Yeah, that's good. Yes. Swing and a miss, so a 3-pitch strikeout, 99 miles an hour on the fastball, as Chapman records his 2nd strikeout in 3 batters.
Yeah, and that's going to be it for him.
As we near the end of the Grapefruit League schedule, NESN brings you a pair of Sox games this weekend. Saturday at 1, the Sox host the Phillies on NESN. Sunday at 1, we're across town to face on the Twins. Big Chairman's Cup game that you and I will both miss. It'll be Dave O'Brien and Jerry Remy.
We've pumped that Chancellor's Cup all season long, and now we're not even.
Can you imagine?
Hand over the trophy.
It's like we have to watch the national guys do the World Series.
Yeah, the mayors are going to be upset.
That's not right. The mayor is going to have an edict for our arrest. That's it. 3 batters for Chapman. We'll come back after this.
City Council's upset.
Coming here at Steinbrenner Field in Tampa, but first, let's take a look at the upcoming events at Foxwoods Resort Casino. Steve Winwood, April 28th. The Fray, April 30th. And we've been talking about Foreigner coming up May 5th.
Circle your calendars.
Yankee bats have been cold as ice against Chris Sale tonight.
Wow.
But the hot-blooded Tommy Lane steps in.
Been working on those?
The former Red Sox pitcher feels like the first time as he goes up against Sox batters with 1 down here in the 6th. There's Tommy Lane, his spring numbers. They're very excited about him. He is the front runner. Obviously, Chapman is the closer. So you talk about a left-handed setup guy. Lane has one locked in. You got other guys fighting, but from everything you hear on the Yankees side, Lane's going to be one of the 2 lefties in that bullpen.
I liked him too with the Red Sox. I mean, I thought he did an excellent job coming out of the pen. Have that same role right here with the Yankees.
34 appearances last year for the Red Sox. Larry Rothschild and the Yankees happy to get him over when they did get him. He appeared in 29 games for New York. His ERA 3.38. Signed as a free agent. And here Leon drives one and drops it in for a base hit. So Sandy Leon gets his first hit of the evening with one down here in the 6th. Leon with a base hit there. The switch hitting Leon, hitting right-handed obviously. Getting lefties has never been a problem for Tommy Lane since he made his debut in 2012 with the Sox. He ranks 2nd in all of Major League pitching. The lowest slugging percentage by left-handed hitters against him. Only Chapman has better numbers.
And now they're both together.
And here he's facing Bryce Brentz. Brentz 4 for 2 with 2 strikeouts on the day. 1-1 the count. Lane now 32 years old. Made his debut in 2012 with the San Diego Padres. Ground ball, third base, big hop, and it's off Tejada, and everybody's safe.
That big top spin second bounce will hit and come jumping at you, and that one really took a nasty hop. Tejada wanted to stay down on it, but the ball had different ideas. It wanted to come up, get him right in the chest. All he can do is stay in front of this one. Boop. That's a bad hop right there. And that should be another hit.
It should be another hit, although they still have that as an error up on the scoreboard earlier.
Well, that one's probably not going to change.
So now it is Matt Dominguez. Dominguez 2 for 2. Had a double in the 2nd inning, a single in the 4th. And here he's up with 1 out and 2 on in the 6th. 258 this spring. Misses down low there. Want to welcome everybody from the Bruins game who maybe came over to check out a little bit of baseball during the intermission. 1-1 the Bruins score against the Ottawa Senators.
Big game, need a win.
Big game, trying to bounce back from a tough loss against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Very questionable call late in the game, leading to a Leafs power play goal. Lane misses outside, and it's 3-0 to Dominguez. And a 4-pitch walk will load the bases as Dominguez reaches for the 3rd time tonight. And Brian Bogusevic will step up to the plate.
Bogusevic, we told you, began his professional career as a pitcher. Came out of Tulane. I said, what kind of pitcher were you? He said, not very good. I started hitting their bats pretty regularly. I said, well, how was that transition to hitting? He said, it wasn't too bad because at the very least I was playing for a National League team, so I was getting at bats. And I always felt like I could hit. I always wanted to hit. I enjoyed hitting more than I enjoyed pitching, so I kind of wanted to dump it anyway and try my hand with a bat.
Spent last year in Japan. It's out of the way of the pitch from Lane here, and it's 1-1. 32 hits last year for the Oryx Buffaloes in the Pacific League in Japan. 16 of his 32 hits were extra base hits. Swing and a miss here, and it's 1-2.
Oryx Blue Wave. Pretty sure that's where Ichiro came from.
At a different team, or did they just change the name? This is now the Oryx Buffaloes. Unless there are 2 teams in Oryx.
Oh, I thought, yeah, it was the Blue Wave, I believe.
1-2. He got him. So Lane strikes out Bogusevic for the second out of the inning. Again, able to get the left-handed batter down.
Yep, that's his specialty.
By the way, Fernando Abad threw in a minor league game today up north or down south before they came up north. 31 pitches over 2 innings. John Farrell said he was crisp, he looked good. Now he'll be able to jump into game action going forward. Abad, of course, just returning from the World Baseball Classic after the Dominican Republic was eliminated. As Mike Miller hit a home run back in the 3rd inning. A 1-0 pitch here. He chases. It was his first home run of spring training.
Show it to you again. His mom wants to see it one more time.
Well, opposite field power. You got any research on the Oryx situation here?
Well, there are 2 of them.
2 teams? Tommy Lane steps off. Nightfall here in Tampa. Red Sox lead it 2-0. Chris Sale has struck out 9 Yankees tonight. Miller, chop of the 3rd, played by Tejada, and that will end the inning. So the Red Sox load the bases with 1 out, but they don't get anything out of it. And we head to the bottom of the 6th with Boston leading 2-0. 6th here in Tampa. The Red Sox lead 2-0 as Chris Sale comes back out for the 6th inning. Red Sox season ticket holders experience the best seats, price, and benefits Fenway Park has to offer. For information on becoming a Red Sox season ticket holder, please visit redsox.com/season tickets or call 877-RED-SOX-9 today. Chris Sale has been dominant through 5 innings of work. He's given up 2 hits, has struck out 9. Only 3 Yankees have reached. He hit Castro in the 1st. Back-to-back singles for Sanchez and Castro in the 4th. Now Ellsbury up for the 3rd time tonight. Jacoby Ellsbury 0 for 2 with a strikeout, fly ball to center field. Bradley coming in and he makes the catch. 1 out here in the 6th. You've done some research on the Oryx baseball situation in Japan?
Yes,
what do we got?
Indeed. Ichiro did play for the Oryx Blue Wave. They began playing in 1991, and then they started to scuffle as a franchise. So in 04, they said, forget it. And they merged with a different team and became the Oryx Buffalo.
Was the other team the Buffalo?
So or something like that, the Buffalo, and so they became the Oryx Buffalo. Kentetsu.
Aaron Sanchez 1 for 2 as one of the 2 hits off Sale tonight. He struck out in the 1st inning. Led off. Oh, this is Romine, beg your pardon. We got a pinch hitter. Austin Romine.
Arizona State product. Son of former big leaguer, the Boston Red Sox, one of my AAA roommates, Kevin Romine.
Kevin Romine, sure. He was your roommate?
He was.
When?
I'd say back in 1984.
What level?
83, AA, AAA.
So he would have the stories.
He's probably got some stories.
1-2 pitch. He held up.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe Kevin Romine right now is a Orange County police officer in Southern California.
Here's the pitch. Austin Romine fouls it off. Kevin Romine was born in New Hampshire. I did not know that.
I didn't know that either. I think he was raised in California, but I didn't know he was born in New Hampshire.
Last year, Austin Romine hit his first career home run at Fenway Park, where his father played. Tried to hold up there, and he does on the 93-mile-an-hour
Who's the brother?
fastball.
Austin has a brother. He plays shortstop for the Tigers.
Andrew Romine. Andrew Romine. Kevin Romine had 5 career homers, 4 at Fenway Park. Strike 3 called, 10th strikeout of the game for Chris Sale, and 2 down here in the 6th.
Boy, this has been a dominating performance. That pitch is just filthy right there. Don't swing at it because you can't hit it.
And that'll bring up Starlin Castro. Castro had the other hit. In fact, he's been on both times tonight. Was hit by a Chris Sale pitch in the first inning and then an infield single. And he lines this one to left field. Fair ball off the wall. Played well by Benintendi. The throw, the relay, not in time. And Castro slides in with a double with 2 down here in the 6th.
That was going to be an interesting play right there. Benintendi got back to that ball awfully quickly. A little stronger throw. He would have had a good chance at second base. It's really kind of a lunging swing. That's a good, powerful ball off that left field wall, but it's not the kind of swing that Castro really wanted to take. He was out in front, got the bat head on it. Benintendi with the throw into second base, not in time.
Seem to have a pinch runner out there right now. I believe it is Cosma. We will get confirmation on that at some point. So 2 down and a man on second base. Matt Holliday up, his 3rd time tonight. Takes strike 1. He has struck out twice tonight. 2 of the 10 strikeouts for Sale. Last year's Sale's season high was 14 strikeouts against Seattle. He's got 2 strikes here on Holliday. Is that a Green Day song, On Holiday?
I don't know.
I could sing. Actually, I can't, so I won't.
Chris Sale last year became the only American League pitcher with 11+ wins in 5 straight seasons.
Just misses on the 0-2 pitch.
Mark of consistency. You know, Sale only spent 14 innings in the minor leagues.
Yeah, he's with like one of 5 pitchers to ever make it to the majors the year he was drafted.
60 days between his draft date and the time he was in the big leagues.
Here's the 1-2. Just misses inside. Out of Florida Gulf Coast University in Fort Myers. About a 5-mile drive from JetBlue Park. Maybe 6.
Maybe.
The 2-2 to Holliday. Fly ball to right field. Way back is Brent's. It is up and it is gone. So a 2-out, 2-run home run for Matt Holliday. And we're tied here in the 6th.
Holliday continues his excellent spring training this season. At an advanced age, hitting over 300 here for these Yankees is going to be a good addition. And maybe the only other place in the world where that ball ends up being a home run would be Yankee Stadium. You got that pretty stiff wind blowing out to right now. If you get it up in that wind, it'll blow. You can see the reaction. Brent's thought he had a beat on it, but just keep blowing, and next thing you know, it's out of here.
4th home run of the spring for Matt Holliday. 2-2 the score now in the 6th inning. Chris Carter 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts tonight.
What was that pitch?
And so Chris Sale's wondering. 85 pitches, line drive left field. There is Benintendi, and he make the catch to end the inning. But the Yankees tie the game up on a 2-run home run for Matt Holliday. Chris Sale has struck out 10 Yankees tonight. We head to the 7th, tied at 2. 2-2 our score here in the 7th inning at George M. Steinbrenner Field in Tampa, where the Red Sox come to bat. 2-run homer from Matt Holliday, tying the game up. And first pitch swinging, Marco Hernandez fouls one back. He's 1 for 3. A single, a run scored in the 3rd, 2 strikeouts. Got our 4th pitcher of the night out there. It is Luis Cessa, the 25-year-old. See what he has done. The ERA over 7. So in this battle for the number 4 or 5 spot in the rotation, Cessa needs to start getting some success.
Got into 17 games last year for the Yankees. 9 of those were starts. His numbers were actually pretty good. I mean, in 7 and in a 3rd innings, gave up 64 hits. His next few appearances, if you want to make the club, you have to start doing something good.
Fouled off there. Cessa was originally signed by the New York Mets and was traded to the Detroit Tigers in the Yoenis Cespedes deal. He was one of the 2 young pitching prospects, David Dombrowski, trading for Cessa when he was in Detroit. Then at the end of 2015, after Dombrowski left, he was traded away to the Yankees. Here's a fly ball to right field for Hernandez. Back, drifting. It's up. It is off the top of the wall. Hernandez coming around second, legging it out. A stand-up triple to lead off the 7th.
We've seen Hernandez hit a few triples down here in the spring. This one high off the wall, but he hustled the whole way. You see him running out of the box. This ball drifting up in the wind, all the way back to the wall. That ball probably should have been caught. The ball's drifting. The outfielder should not be drifting. Should have got himself all the way back to the wall. He would have made that catch. Hernandez would take it, and it ends up being another triple for him.
And that'll bring up Andrew Benintendi. Man on 3rd and nobody out.
It's interesting, that trade you were talking about for Yoenis Cespedes. The other guy in that deal, along with Cessa, was Michael Fulmer, who ended up being Rookie of the Year.
By the way, that's already the 5th triple of the spring for Marco Hernandez, who continues to put together an unbelievable Grapefruit League run. That was the new right fielder, by the way, Clint Frazier. Came out in as a replacement to Aaron Judge. Benintendi, ground ball to second base. 1 down here in the 7th. Runner can't advance. There's your right fielder, Clint Frazier. And there's your new left fielder, Ji-Man Choi. Came in replace of Aaron Hicks, so the Aarons are out. Aaron Judge, Aaron Hicks. Hank Aaron retired long ago.
So did Aaron Boone.
We try not to bring that name up when we're doing a Red Sox-Yankee game.
Yeah.
New first baseman as well. That's Castillo there at first base.
Making the changes.
Red Sox trying to get a run in here. Sam Travis batting 3rd. He's 2 for 3, has an RBI. Hernandez 90 feet away. 2-2 our score. Long fly ball to right field towards the foul pole. And whoa, foul. Did he make the catch? He flipped up over. It's a foul ball, but what an effort there by Frazier. Getting helped up now is
reminiscent of the effort that Benintendi made last year in the left field line in Tampa Bay, flipping over the wall and making a catch. Frazier wasn't able to catch up with this one. Still an excellent effort.
Yeah, I don't think there was a table there to help him with the fall like there was at Tampa. I think he may have landed on that elbow. Trainer out to take a look.
Frazier again, up and over. Oh.
Frazier was acquired from Cleveland in the Andrew Miller deal, one of the top prospects in the game. When he was coming up in the minors with Cleveland, had all kinds of red bushy hair. Nickname was Red Thunder. When you come to New York, you gotta shave it, close it, keep it cropped. 22-year-old outfielder. AAA with Cleveland last year, and you saw the opportunity that he made to try to make a catch over the wall there. 2-1 pitch to Travis. Chop foul off the glove. Still will get the out, but the run comes in the back door. An RBI for Travis, his second of the game, and the Red Sox lead 3-2. Hiker Manassas, who came in as a pinch runner.
Red Sox got a little bit lucky right here. 2 hitters in a row were really unable to lift the ball out of the infield. That play probably should have been made, but it wasn't. Manassas was going on contact on that play.
And Jackie Bradley Jr. up for the 4th time tonight. He's 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. First time he will face Sessa. Think about the transition the Yankees have gone through of late. We talked about how the team is transitioning to that group of baby boomers. They traded away Chapman, though they got him back, right? Andrew Miller, Carlos Beltran, Brian McCann. They got 12 prospects back in return for those 4 veterans. And they have gone from a middle to lower farm system to what is considered one of the 10 best in the game now.
And such a revamping of the system. You never heard of prospects being traded to the Yankees. It was always their prospects would be traded away for the high price big name free agents or big name players in deals.
So this group comes together, and then after 2018 they'll go spend a bunch of money on Bryce Harper.
Yeah, $400 million.
That's what they're saying. Harper and Manny Machado right now are slated to become free agents after the 2018 season. And the belief is that at least one of them, if not both, will get a contract worth $400 million. Bradley fouls it off and stays alive.
That is a lot of cake.
Three-two pitch from Sessa, fouled off again.
Look out.
But the same couple that got a bat before?
I don't know, but they already have a ball, so they don't need another one of those. Yeah.
They need 3. But it looks okay. Who came away with the ball? Kid's got it in his hands, the way it should be.
Little arguing between Yankees and Red Sox fans over who should come up with it.
There's the 3-2 pitch.
Oh, they're going to get another chance.
Yeah, you get another one. Now everybody's going.
Now the kid in the striped shirt came up with the last foul ball, and that's exactly the way it should be. Not so sure the guy in the black shirt sitting behind him is that happy about it.
I think there's another kid on the far side, and they're trying to get that sorted out. Try to keep all the kids happy. And Sessa misses on the full count. It's a walk with 2 outs for Bradley.
Yep. Now the kid in the Yankee shirt ended up with a ball, and the woman with the Red Sox hat on with her son has a ball as well.
I think that was that second ball that was hit in there. Pinch runner there, Monge coming out to take the place of Jackie Bradley Jr. JBJ's night done after 4 at-bats. Red Sox lead 3-2 here in the 7th inning. Chris Sale, the story tonight, 10 strikeouts through 6 innings. And here's Sandy Leon. He's 1 for 3. Yeah, you and I saw something coming into the ballpark tonight that you don't expect to see. It was a man with a Red Sox cap helping out a man with a Yankees shirt. It's a true test of friendship.
Yeah, both piling out of a car. How one was helping the other into a wheelchair.
Called strike there, 0-2. This ballpark right across the street from where the Tampa Bay Buccaneers play. Chopper, second base, flipped to short, and the force will end the inning. But the Red Sox get a run back. They take the lead as the Yankees coming up in the bottom of the seventh. 3-2 Red Sox lead as we head to the bottom of the seventh. This Red Sox spring training game on NESN is brought to you in part by Ace Ticket. Ace Ticket is Boston's trusted source for Red Sox, Bruins, and Celtics tickets. Visit Ace Ticket or call 1-800-MY-SEATS to treat someone special to a game now. Well, what a night for Chris Sale. His night is over. Joe Kelly coming in. Joe Kelly ready to make his 7th Grapefruit League start. He's given up runs in just one of his 6 appearances. In his first 5, he had given up just 2 hits and no runs. Last time, a little spot of trouble on Friday. 2 runs against the Houston Astros in 1 inning of work, so looking to bounce back tonight.
Only one pitcher this season has hit the century mark, 100 miles an hour. It has been Joe Kelly.
Wholesale changes behind him as well. As we now have Mars in left field. And that's Danny Mars in left field. In center field, we have Joseph Monge. Brents is still in right. The shortstop is Hiker Meneses. And we've got Whitty over at first base. Jansen Whitty is the first baseman. And that will bring up Choi for his first at-bat of the game to lead off the bottom of the 7th. Choi came in as a defensive replacement for Hicks. Hicks had gone 0 for 2. G-Man Choi leading off the 7th for the New York Yankees as the Red Sox lead by a run. Choi, high fly ball to center field. Monge is under it. 1 down for Joe Kelly here in the 7th. Well, we've talked about the setback to Tyler Thornburg, who was acquired to be the 8th inning man in the offseason. Joe Kelly was the first name mentioned by manager John Farrell when they talked about what happens if you don't have Thornburg in that position. He's more than confident with Kelly as that key 8th inning man to set up Craig Kimbrell.
Also could use Heath Hembree or Matt Barnes. Matt Barnes is the guy that last season came into all the dirty innings and got them out of a lot of jams. So John Farrell knows he can do that and has confidence in bringing him in those situations.
Here's Clint Frazier. He takes ball 1. And he's ahead 2-0 the count. Frazier, as we told you, the young 22-year-old outfielder acquired in the Andrew Miller deal. Very active on social media. Invites fans to follow him on Instagram and follow him through the offseason as he shares his exploits.
Anything of note?
No, I'm not saying I followed. I'm saying he invites fans.
So you turned him down then?
I declined the invitation for the time being. 3-0 the count. What an effort he made over in right field trying to get this fly ball that was into foul territory. You kind of lose sight, but look at him go up and over the wall. Down goes Frazier.
He got back up again.
Fouled off. 3-1 the count. Fifth overall pick in the 2013 draft. Last year, after the trade with Cleveland, played 25 games with the Yankees AAA organization. .396 slugging percentage as he fouls this one back. Chris Sale went 6 innings tonight. Gave up 2 runs on 4 hits. The 2-run homer from Holiday, the penultimate batter he would face. There's a pitch from Kelly, and Frazier fouls it off. I'm told a barber shop in New York City offered Frazier free haircuts as long as he stays with the Yankees. Because again, the flowing red hair was kind of part of his persona.
Can't be the Red Thunder anymore.
It was quiet Red Thunder.
The Red Rainstorm.
(3-2). He swings and misses, and Kelly strikes out Frazier. 2 down here in the 7th.
One of the weapons that Joe Kelly added last year to his repertoire was a nasty breaking ball. There it is. It's an unhittable pitch. Not in the strike zone either, so you probably shouldn't swing at it, but looks good when you're thinking about it. Excellent athlete is Joe Kelly.
He's shown it all this spring training, right? Full court shot before a Florida Gulf Coast basketball game. One of the better golfers in the charity tournament. And here a 1-2-3 inning as Torres grounds out to second base. We head to the 8th, and the Red Sox lead by 1 over the Yankees. Sox up by a run. Luis Cessa back out. Bryce Brent's leading off. Brent's 1 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts tonight. Went down swinging in the 2nd and the 4th, a base hit in the 6th as the Red Sox loaded the bases with 1 out but couldn't score. Swing and a miss there.
Talk a lot about the inefficiency of the starting pitching for the New York Yankees so far this spring. One guy who has been very efficient is Tanaka. Hasn't given up a run in 13 1/3.
Fouled back to the screen.
You start to wonder when the trade rumors about Jose Quintana will start up again with the Yankees and the White Sox. His name continues to get dangled out there. The Yankees have seemed to be one of the front runners that would like to have him.
Recently, Brian Cashman said he didn't think they would do it, though. He said at this point, we're not looking outside the organization. Jeez. At this point being the key.
Who wouldn't want to have Quintana, though? He's got a very club-friendly deal.
Ground ball to Torres. Throws it across.
There's the stud. Torres, the phenom shortstop, just 20 years old. The guy can do everything. Hitting over 400. Plays like a veteran. Arizona Fall League MVP at age 19.
Yeah, that was the player acquired from Chicago for Chapman. So Matt Dominguez faces Cessa, takes a strike.
Yeah, he's never played above Double-A baseball, but neither had Andrew Benintendi.
But he was brought up in August.
Yeah.
And that's sort of, I believe, the whole point. You know, they want to at least start him in the minors, and if he really does show you he's ready, you could bring him up during the season. This one over his head for a base hit. As Dominguez now is 3 for 3 with a walk. He's been on base all 4 times here against the Yankees.
Dominguez had a nice day up there, just waiting things out, getting good pitches to hit, dumping them in there for base hits.
No problem. We'll just sit. Yeah, and I think that's
1 down, 1 on. Brian Bogusevic 0 for 3 on the night.
Bogusevic had no idea that he'd be playing today. Thought he was one of the extra guys traveling with the team. Carlos Quentin was supposed to be in the lineup. Quentin with a little bit of a wrist injury out of the lineup, and Bogusevic found himself in there. Nothing worse than being an extra guy on a 2.5-hour road trip.
Sessa pitching well here in his second inning. 2-0 the count, though, to Bogusevic.
You know who else was on this trip that I was very surprised to see? Not because I wouldn't expect him to make a road trip, but you just generally think he stays back home and works with guys back home, was Jason Varitek is here tonight.
I saw him. He was helping with the pre-game work out on the field. And Bogusevic draws a walk, so 2 on with 1 out here in the 8th inning, as the Red Sox try to get something going against Luis Sessa.
You see the pinstripes on the bills of the caps that the Yankees are wearing. It's kind of a different look. There's Tech right there.
In the dugout. So 1 down here in the 8th inning, and the Red Sox have 2 on. This is Longy batting for the Red Sox. And he takes ball 1 outside. And a ground ball to short. Up with it is Torres, and he gets the double play started to end the inning. So no runs, a hit and a walk for the Red Sox. Yankees coming up the bottom of the 8th. Boston leading by a run. As the Yankees come to bat at the bottom of the 8th. If you're looking for an unforgettable Red Sox game experience, check out Red Sox Destinations, the official fan travel provider of the team. The Red Sox are offering 11 different VIP game day experiences at Fenway Park, including opening day, all Yankee series, and high-demand summer weekends. You can also pack your bags and travel with the team to Baltimore, Toronto, and New York City. Check out redsox.com/destinations for more info on these VIP game packages. Third pitch of the night for the Red Sox. Matt Barnes coming into the game here in the 8th inning.
Look at those spring numbers. He's really coming into his own now. Very valuable member of the back end of that bullpen. Can be used in so many different ways. No
question about it. Hasn't given up a run in his last 6 outings. Gave up a run in his first appearance of the year against Minnesota. 6 scoreless appearances since. And we begin the bottom of the 8th inning with Torres at the plate. His first at-bat of the game. Nope. Is that Estrada?
Nope, it is Torres.
I believe it's Torres.
Torres hitting .464 in spring training so far. It's getting it done, I'd say, huh?
Yeah. Well, you got to make it tough for them. You know, they say they want you in the minors. You want to make sure that it's not an easy decision.
It's made it awfully difficult on him. It's too bad sometimes when age really works against you. He's 20 years old. They want him to have a little bit more time.
It won't turn 21 until December. Takes a call strike here. As you mentioned, he was the youngest Arizona Fall League MVP ever.
Look at the numbers. A couple home runs.
A 1448 OPS.
Didn't know it went up that high.
Matt Barnes missing outside.
Talked to Joe Girardi about him today, and he just said he just really knows how to hit. And it's not so much just his swing. He's got his swing figured out. He's got an excellent eye, but he knows what he's trying to do with each one of his at-bats. He situationally hits, understands the game, far beyond his years.
Swing and a miss. Barnes strikes out Torres to begin the 8th.
Wanted to jump the yard with that swing right there, that's for sure. Big swing and a miss on a high fastball by Barnes.
I want to welcome everybody who may have been watching the Bruins game. It is the second intermission. Bruce trailing 2-1 against the Ottawa Senators. David Krejci, the lone goal for the Bruins, is 21st of the year. Here's Fowler. With one down, Dustin Fowler, center field, came in for Jacoby Ellsbury. And it's 2-0 from Barnes. Matt Barnes, career high 62 appearances last year. He led the team. He led the team in relief innings as well. Became a workhorse in that bullpen for the Red Sox last year. Strike call down on the knees. Barnes walks that off.
Wow, what are you looking for right there? 2-0 pitch. Four-seam fastball from Barnes. Don't see many of those from him. You're going to get a lot of two-seamers, a lot of wicked breaking balls.
Ground ball. Second baseman Lynn just in the game. Barnes can't field it as the throw came across his body, with Fowler charging up the line, and Fowler reaches with one out here in the 8th.
Tough play over there. Lynn's got to go over and get it and then lead Barnes. It looked like Barnes kind of forgot where first base was. He gets over to the line, but then stops there, and he's not even to the base yet. Really, if you look at it, Lynn probably gets the error, but probably should be on Barnes. It's not very good PFPs for Matt Barnes. Pitchers fielding practice. They do it 1,000,000 times down here. Best way to do it as a pitcher is take your angle straight towards the line and then angle up the baseline if you have the time to do it. He kind of got to the line and then stopped, even though he was still about 5 or 6 feet short of the base.
Here's Austin Romine, his second at-bat of the game. Jordan Procession is the new catcher. Ball won the call. Jordan Procession likes hockey.
I know you're thinking.
Big Calgary Flames fan. Big Johnny Gaudreau fan. Signed to the minor league camp, but he gets the major league per diem today as they bring him up for the game.
Likes those guys and a whole procession of others.
It's not like your procession of puns, however. I think he speaks for all of us.
Few and far between.
Romine struck out his first at-bat. Want to know the count here from Barnes with a man on and one out in the 8th. And 2-0 is the count now from Barnes. Let's go Red Sox chant starting to filter into the crowd. It is quickly silenced by boos. Here at George Steinbrenner Field. Runner goes. Here's the throw from Procession, not in time. stolen base for Fowler.
Good speed by Fowler, just stole that base right there. Everything else pretty good. Procession made a good throw. Just an excellent jump. Romine with a career Major League batting average of .222. It's 242 for the Yankees last season. 4 homers, 26 RBIs.
Two and two the count now. Man on second, representing the tying run. The Red Sox had a 2-0 lead. Home run by Mike Miller, RBI single from Sam Travis in the 3rd inning. After a 2-run home run from Matt Holliday, tied it up. He got one back in the 7th. A leadoff triple for Marco Hernandez came in on a ground ball, an RBI from Sam Travis.
That pitch from Barnes just buried Romine in on his hands.
To the count. I'm Caron, Steve Lyons, Garrett Austin with you here at George M. Stein Brenner Field in Tampa. Barnes steps off. And Fowler heads back. Chris Sale went 6 innings tonight, struck out 10 Yankees. Just one blemish, the 2-run homer for Holliday. Dominating performance, though. You will hear from him next half inning. Stay with us for that. Swing and a miss, he got it. Second strikeout of the inning for Barnes, and there's 2 down here in the 8th.
They're just overpowering stuff, and he's gone up in the zone a couple times to get guys. Something he's been working on a little bit. He's kind of a east-west type pitcher, hard-sinking fastball, good breaking ball. Trying to work on going up and down a little bit more often this season. You throw a fastball with that kind of velocity up in the zone, it's tough to catch up with and can be a great weapon for you.
Here's Pete Kozma, the former St. Louis Cardinal. Spent last year in AAA. Non-roster invitee to camp. 2 down and a man on second off Matt Barnes here in the 8th. You know I'm very proud of my home state of Maine.
Indeed.
And sometimes I think I'm a big deal, but no one is a bigger deal from Maine than Stump Merrill. Got to say hello to him before the game. Former manager of the New York Yankees.
Oh, yeah.
Now a special assistant to the general manager. And much like Brian Butterfield, who's another Mainer, all he wanted to do was talk about the Patriots winning the Super Bowl. Told me that they have 2 TVs in their house back in Maine, up in Brunswick. He said his wife watches Red Sox broadcasts on NESN, and he watches Yankee games on Yanks. Said, I won't go in the other room and watch Red Sox. Says, I don't like to tell people down here. My wife is a huge Red Sox fan, loves NESN, thinks you guys do a great job. But I don't agree with her. And he walks away. So great to see Stump Merrill. We were commiserating about the heavy snowstorms they got up the coast this year in Maine. In fact, he was a couple of days late for spring training because he got snowed in back in Maine.
Stump Merrill was the AAA manager for the Yankees for a number of years, who managed against the teams that I played on for the Red Sox, Pawtucket Red Sox.
Called strike there. Through all the, he's been with the Yankees forever.
Yep.
And the Yankees organization. And you know, even in that era when George Steinbrenner was not necessarily
firing
keeping
everybody,
people for their entire careers, Stump Merrill was one of the favorites here. Lasted through all of it.
Was able to get fired from being a manager, but still keep his job in the organization.
He did. Barnes misses down low. Good block by Procession.
We're playing against the Columbus Clippers AAA team that Stump Merrill managed. We beat them in the playoffs. Their third baseman was Butch Hobson.
Oh. Stump was a catcher with the University of Maine Black Bears. Had a career-ending leg injury when he was in the minors. And moved over to the coaching side. Gets the called strike, and so Matt Barnes strikes out the side here in the 8th, working around an error that allowed a foul to reach and a stolen base. We head to the 9th. Red Sox leading by a run. Red Sox leading 3-2 in the 9th inning here in Tampa. Chris Sale had a night, 6 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs on a home run, 10 strikeouts and 66 pitches. Caron Austin has more. Having some audio difficulties there. We apologize for that. We'll come back to her in a moment. And we will hear from Chris Sale in a moment. As we go to the 9th inning. And the Red Sox will have Hiker Manassas at the plate. And a new pitcher for the Yankees. As you see Manassas' numbers. And the new pitcher is John Neese, former New York Met. 30-year-old lefty. Trying to resurrect his career, working with Larry Rothschild, the pitching coach here in New York, to change his grip on the changeup. And they think it's become a very good pitch for him again. A little less velocity, a little more movement. 2016 was with the Mets, as he had been for most of his career. He was traded to Pittsburgh. The Mets got him back at the end, trying to rebrand himself now as a reliever, non-roster invitee. Home runs been the problem with Pittsburgh. 110 innings, 21 home runs.
Yeah, I mean, he could be an interesting guy.
There's a fly ball, shallow center field, coming in to make the catch for the first out of the inning. And we go down to Caron and try it again. Hey, Caron.
Hi, DZ. Well, Chris Sale just spoke to reporters, and he said there was no hesitation about coming up here tonight because this was very close to a regular season environment. And he also talked about the Red Sox-Yankees rivalry.
Smith was able to throw all my pitches for strikes. I mean, you guys saw it. I mean, I just felt good, got a good rhythm going. Just kind of following Sandy's lead. I mean, he knows these guys on the other end of the line extremely well. So just follow his game plan and see where it takes us.
Kind of added under the lights, pretty good Yankee lineup. Any more adrenaline than just like a regular spring training game?
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously, anybody knows anything about sports knows about Boston and New York. Even from the outside looking in, you can see it. You can sense the competitive drive in these teams in the series. So, yeah, I mean, coming here, playing against the Yankees, playing obviously at their park, night game, gives it more of a regular season feel. It's nice. That's what we're here for. We're here to get ready for the regular season, and anytime you can get that much closer to a regular season game, better off we're going to be.
And guys, Sale was asked what he likes about this team, and he said the energy. He said there is such a certain energy that surrounds this team, and he said usually this time in spring training guys get a little lackadaisical. He said not anyone here, and he said there's everyone associated with the Red Sox wants to win, and he loves it.
Thank you, Caron. Red Sox got a couple of runners on here in the 9th inning. Danny Mars was hit by a pitch, and Jansen Whitty, the base hit to right. All this coming with 1 out.
Now Sale, pretty good assessment on how his night went, don't you think? Dominated, gave up a home run to a guy who certainly can hit a ball out of the ballpark. Holiday.
Also like his rationale about coming up here rather than pitching in a minor league game. It feels more like a major league game, and we're here to get ready for major league games.
Getting closer and closer.
The ground ball, third base hit. for Joseph Monge. They will send Mars. He comes in and he's safe for the Red Sox. Get an insurance run of the ninth.
That run scored by Mars, all about his secondary lead. Look at his leads all the way out of your picture frame. Very aggressive. He's halfway to third almost by the time that ball's hit, so it's easy for Ruben Amaro to wave him in. Excellent base running. The secondary lead is so important to getting a great jump and giving your third base coach the opportunity to send you home.
Mars was in orbit, and the Red Sox have a 4-2 lead here in the ninth.
Gosh, it is the ninth inning.
Jordan Procession at the plate now. Without looking, spell procession.
Not a chance.
You might not get it if you are looking.
That's a good chance of that.
Procyshen. Procession.
Riddle me this. Until he told you how to say his name, would you have been able to pronounce it, even while looking at it?
No, not even close. There it is. But it makes sense. Procession.
It does.
Off the end of the bat, high foul ball into the seats. And it's a 1-2 count.
Well, no word on whether that the guy who originally had the bat that flew into the seats.
I think he's out of luck.
He's got the two baseballs, and that's it.
And you go home.
I was hoping to have an Aaron Hicks bat. We got two unsigned batting practice balls instead.
Swing and a miss. Procession goes down swinging. 2 down in the ninth. And that'll bring up Cole Sturgeon, who came on a relief of Bryce Prince. John Neese, the pitcher, was one of the first long-term contracts ever given out by Mets general manager Sandy Alderson. 5 years, $25 million. There were option years there as well. This year they bought out the final year of the option for $500,000. But again, if he can work on that changeup, left-handed as a reliever. There's been a lot of talk about the bullpen in New York this year because Joe Girardi's made it clear he wants to go to that bullpen relatively quickly if his starters are struggling. Because that's the question mark on this team. They've got a good bullpen, got a good lineup. And they've got Tanaka, but there are a lot of question marks. 3 straight years, they have not had a starting pitcher go 200 innings.
Well, the problem is, if you go to your bullpen early and often, and you feel like you have a good bullpen, after about May 15th, you won't have a good bullpen anymore because those guys will be worn out too.
That's why a long guy like John Neese might be an important part of that pen. Here he takes care of business, but he gives up a run, and we go to the bottom of the ninth. Sox leading by 2. Bottom of the ninth here at George M. Steinbrenner Field. Matt Barnes back out for a second inning of work. He faces Matt Holliday, who drove in both runs for the Yankees, the 2-run home run. No, I beg your pardon, it is Solano. Donovan Solano at the plate. I looked up at the scoreboard, and I should have known earlier from the error that was up there for 4 innings.
that it would be wrong.
So Solano in the spot where Holliday hit a 2-run home run. He's done all the damage tonight for the Yankees. The 2-run home run off Chris Sale. Sale, 6 innings, 10 strikeouts tonight through 66 pitches. Certainly looks ready for the regular season.
Yes, he does.
That's fouled off the third base side. So it is the second time Barnes has come out for more than an inning. He did it in his first outing. That was back on February 25th.
The Red Sox fan. I'm a Red Sox fan.
Misses outside on a fastball, 92 miles an hour.
Again, going up in the strike zone. Clearly something that he's kind of paying attention to in this outing. Seeing if he can get some hitters to chase. He's already done it twice. 2 strikeouts on the high fastball so far in the evening tonight.
Oh, no wonder it just did.
The 2-2 from Barnes. Misses outside. The count is full.
All right? Come on, guys. On right back to it. Can't rub it, man. Can't rub it. Caron, stay out of the way. I'm out of the way, guys. I just wish I had little stitches, man. Play on.
3-2 pitch from Barnes is fouled off as Solano stays alive. We'll be rejoining Bruins coverage on NESN Plus and NESN as we reunite the networks after the baseball game. I'm told Ottawa leading 3-2 now in the 3rd period.
Hopefully that won't be until the Bruins tie it up and then win it in overtime.
There you go. Barnes misses down to the dirt. It's a leadoff walk for Solano.
Yeah. They're going to come and get him.
That'll be it for Barnes. They wanted him to get 1 extra batter. This Red Sox spring training game on NESN is brought to you in part by Ace Ticket. It's more than a ticket. Visit Ace Ticket or call 1-800-MY-SEATS. By Old Dominion Freight Line, helping the world keep its promises. And by Bob's Discount Furniture. We'll take a break here. Bottom of the 9th at Steinbrenner Field. Robbie Scott coming on, and the Red Sox leading by 2. To the plate for the New York Yankees as the Sox go to the bullpen. NESN Sports Today has you covered for all the top stories and highlights on the Red Sox Grapefruit League games as they prepare for the regular season. Red Sox spring training coverage is presented by Jordan's Furniture, the furniture store of the Boston Red Sox. So Wilkin Castillo at the plate now. Robbie Scott on the mound. Swing and a miss.
Bobby Scott's had a nice spring. One of those lefties trying to get into the back end of that bullpen. Has done nothing to hurt his chances here.
Yeah, 7 innings of work. 6 hits, no runs.
Did a nice job when he came to the Red Sox last year. It was supposed to be kind of a short stay, but he pitched so well, they left him out there and let him keep pitching.
See his numbers here, 7 scoreless appearances, 8 if you include the exhibition against Team USA from the World Baseball Classic.
Do you include it?
I do.
Okay.
But you might not.
Officially?
It's unofficial. Like the unincorporated land. Unincorporated inning.
Someone owned it.
Scott looks in. 0-2 pitch. Fly ball left field. Mars is there and he makes the catch for the first out.
Boy, that was one of the more deceptive balls I've seen here tonight. I thought that ball was hit much harder than it was. Easily played and left.
Hey, by the way, foul ball into the camera well earlier, and Jeremy Hogue, part of our crew here in Tampa, apparently took one off the shin, which is why he's sitting down as he waves and not standing. Icing, you got to get some massage. Look at that, there it is. Yeah. Ooh, wow.
The rumor is that Chivalry is not dead, and he literally threw himself, flung himself in front of Caron Austin to take the shot so that she didn't get hit.
There are conflicting reports there. I've heard she went screaming out of the way and he got hit.
That's a possibility too.
Is Caron down there?
Yeah, what does Caron say about it?
Caron, are you standing by? Can you give us a little more detail on what happened there?
You guys are right. I jumped completely out of the way, and Jeremy just got Jeremy, but I feel really bad. It's the wealth is growing by the second. It looks pretty.
She feels so bad she's hiding in the corner there behind Ruben Amaro.
Just in case another foul ball comes. There's a hot shot to second base. Lynn flips it over the 4-6-3 game-ending double play, and the Red Red Sox get back to 500 in Grapefruit League play on a terrific night for Chris Sale. 4-2 the final, but Sale is the story tonight.
Well, you make a trip up here to Tampa, you play against the Yankees, you're hoping for an excellent effort out of one of your ace lefties, and he gives it to you. 10 strikeouts, just excellent job of pitching, and a little glimpse of what I think we're going to see a lot of this season.
And Robbie Scott gets the save against the New York Yankees.
Nicely done for Robbie Scott.
So the Red Sox wrap it up here in Tampa. Final score for the final time: Boston 4, New York 2, on a night that Chris Sale struck out 10 Yankees. For Steve Lyons and our entire NESN crew, I'm Tom Caron. Thanks for watching. We're going to rejoin Boston Bruins coverage as they battle the Ottawa Senators next.